Okay, so you should now see Squarespace.com on the template page. Now, like I said, there are 45 templates that you can choose from within the brand family, but I like to keep it easy. So I just go with Brine. And when it loads, it just asks you a few questions, but you can just skip through these and come back to them later. Like I said, here on the left, you'll notice that those extra menu items that come because this is an e-commerce site. So that is the next part of the step, going into the settings, and in advanced, home menu, and then we're going to switch it to the website menu because I don't need those extra commerce features as a service-based creative. Then it's just going to take a minute to load, and now you can see we've just streamlined the workspace to keep it cleaner and easier to navigate. Now let's go into the pages. And these are all pages that just exist within the template. They're called demo pages, and we don't need them or want them because it doesn't matter what their templated version looks like. We're going to create our own custom site. So in order to delete all of these, we first need to create a page and set it as the home page. So in the not linked section, I just click the plus icon, choose an index page, and since I'm going to do this in step 2 anyway, I'm just going to title this the styles page. Now I'll click that gear icon to go into the settings of the page and set this as the home page. And now that I've done this, then I will be able to delete these demo pages. So I just go through, delete all of the demo pages. And actually you can leave one demo page if you'd like. Just move it up into the main navigation. That way we get something up here and then we can actually style the navigation. Okay, so that is step 1 done. We selected the template, we set up our homepage settings for the menu, and then we streamlined our workspace by deleting all of those excess pages. Now, let it set up the styles page. So it's an index page, that means you add sections. So I'm just going to add different content sections, and I just start by having blank ones. So you have to name them. So this will be the header section. And in here, I'm going to have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, paragraph text. Then I'm going to have 3 buttons. Do a small button, a medium button, and a large button. Okay, so heading 1 I need to set as a heading 1. Heading 2 I need to set to heading 2, and heading 3 to heading 3. Okay. Now I want to duplicate this page, so going into that gear icon again, duplicate page here. Now I'll call this text section. Drag it down below into the styles page. Now for the first header section, let's go back into the gear icon here, click media, the center tab, and let's upload an image or a color swatch or something, because we want this to be considered an overlay page, right? So there's standard page with no background image, and then there's an overlay page which has a background image. And we need to have both in our styles page because they're styled differently within the style editor. I like to use a 400 by 400 pixel square for a solid background color. Okay, let's keep adding sections. So next section, I've got my buttons, I've got my text. Let's add a quote block section. And so in here, we will add a quote block and apply. Okay, let's add another section where we will have different image blocks. Click image, and you will notice in the design tab that there are 6 different options for your images. I normally use inline and overlap and card and collage and poster. I don't use the stack feature ever. I'm sure you can find a use case for it, I just have not. So we'll add an image, and then you'll see here there's a caption option. You always want to write a caption because this becomes your alt text, which is important for Google and website best practices. And then in the design tab, we'll just click do not display caption. Okay, and apply. Now I'll create another one because I need to create an image block for every single type of image that I will be using throughout the website. Again, you write your caption, yada yada, and do not display. Seriously. Okay, this one, let's make it an overlap. Now you'll notice here it gives you the option to write text. You actually need to write something here so that you can style that from the style editor. This one does not have a caption. Okay, we'll click apply. And on this site, I'm also going to be using another kind of image, the collage. Again, you have to populate it with some text so that you have the option of styling it. So now that's all the kinds of image blocks that I'll be using. I have my quote blocks. Now I need to add a form block. You can also search for content blocks if you're not seeing it right away, which is a really nice feature. And I'll just leave it what it has to the default right now, and I can delete that text block. Okay, what else? Maybe I will have a newsletter block. You could put that here. Just think of all the different types of these content blocks that you're going to use throughout your website, and then put them here so that you can style them. And okay, it makes you connect something just to save it. But you can click cancel and it'll stay there anyway. And then delete the text block and save. Alright, so let's pretend that we've finished the styles page with every single type of content that we'll be using throughout our site. Now what we want to do is go into the styles editor, in design, style editor, and this is where we can customize everything in one go rather than to have to do it page by page. So first things first, I do not like the way that parallax makes the images display. So I always disable it. Then you can just start going either, top to bottom on these, or you can go like this and click these options and go down the list that way. So you'll just update the font to be whatever font you want to use. Okay, so then you can click the next thing that you want to adjust. Now, if you're doing it this way, like I am, just going through and clicking and adjusting the styles that come up based on that, what you want to do when you finish is to just click show all again, and then make sure that you do go for this navigation up here and update. So maybe I want more padding at the top. Instead of having the logo centered, I really don't like that in terms of user experience. I want to put the branding on the top left and the primary nav position on the top right. And then you can adjust, spacing here, either by the slider or just by inputting your pixel size there. So make sure that you don't forget about the navigation when you're doing your styles. But you'll just go through, you can update everything, just by clicking on it and seeing what's there. The thing is, when you get to this form block, you'll notice the only thing that they give you to style is this generic buttons one. That's the only piece of the form that you have access for you to style. So that's why I always use this custom code. Same thing when it comes to the quote block. You'll see you can only change the font for the quote itself and for the author, and then whether it's left, center, or right aligned. So we have very limited access to styling the quote block and the form block. And so for those reasons, like I said, I always add those custom CSS elements. And to do that, I'll just discard these changes. We would go, again, in the design menu down to custom CSS, and then this is where you would paste in the code. So if you buy the things from my code shop, like I said, I have them available $10 to $15, super easy and affordable. You would just copy the code from the text file that's included, paste it in here, and then you'd be able to see the change right away. Like, for instance, if it was on this, you could see the change right away. And so yeah, those are the 3 steps that I do for every single Squarespace site that I design and develop. Let me stop sharing now. Okay, we're back. So I just wanted to thank you for watching this, for staying to the end. I know it was a lot to cover, but I think it's really important information and no one else is teaching this. So if you want to get more tutorial videos like this, where I get specific, not just on strategy, but the tactics of how you actually do it, make sure that you like and follow my Facebook page, my Facebook business page, so that you get notified of when I'm going to go live. I usually do these on Fridays, not every single Friday, but at least 2 Fridays of the month in the afternoon, around 12:30, 1 p.m. Eastern. So as long as you like and follow my page, you'll get notifications of when I plan to go live so that you don't miss anything. Also, if you aren't signed up for my email list, I don't send fluffy email letters or even newsletters every week. I really only send valuable content and exclusive content, actually stuff that I don't share anywhere else. So make sure that you sign up for that. You'll get a lot of free goods when you do. And lastly, if you have any questions about this process that I went through, or if you found it super helpful and you want to share it with a friend or share it in a group that you're a part of, I would love that. So just let me know what you thought. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. So I will see you next time. Thanks.